Hi Dixons, I'm Faizal Musa, Chief People Officer. The management guru Peter Drucker is credited with coining the phrase, "What gets measured gets done." While some would debate this, for ED&I would argue that without having a clear baseline in place and then agreeing quantifiable measures of performance, it's very difficult to hold yourself accountable and drive the strategy effectively. Measurement is especially critical in ED&I because of the scale and scope of the work that needs to be done to create a fully inclusive culture. It can be very easy to lose momentum because of the attraction of dealing with short-term issues rather than focusing on the longer-term development of organisational health, which in the medium to long term will deliver sustainable performance outcomes. Many leaders in organisations are adrenaline junkies, and it's often much easier to come up with short-term sticking plaster solutions rather than addressing the underlying causes. And let's not shy away from the fact that this topic is hard. What's our goal? Fairness, equity, freedom to achieve. As leaders, how do we put numbers on such intangible goals? How do we put percentages on issues that affect people's lives day to day? How do we measure success on a way of life, not a project? One of the other reasons why organisations fail in this area is because they find it difficult to develop an effective way of measuring progress and impact on ED&I due to antiquated data collection systems, and that often employees are often reticent when completing equality monitoring data. At Dixons, while we aren't finished, we've broken the challenge down. We can think of this in trusted change areas of people, process and technology. We have invested significantly in putting the systems in place to allow us to track our progress on ED&I. There have been a number of key steps to this. Step 1, valid and accurate data, a step enabled by technology and process improvement. Having a valid and accurate system for capturing equality monitoring information was critical to enable us to understand our current position and then to track progress, especially in relation to representation. When we started our project, we only had around 40% data completion around ethnicity. So we needed to rectify this, as one of our key targets was to be more representative of the communities that we served at senior levels. To do this, we combined data from our school MIS and our HR system, which helped us to increase completion on our HR system to around 70%. We also then ran a data collection exercise with staff who had not provided their data via self-service on our HR system. This included communications around why we needed the data and why it was so important in our ED&I strategy. Through this work, we've increased our data completion to over 85%. We still have work to do around other protected characteristics, but for gender, ethnicity and age, we have quite a robust data set. To ensure this data quality is maintained, we've also looked at our data collection processes for new starters so that more staff are encouraged to provide their data. Step 2, ambitious and measurable goals, a step enabled by our people. Our strategic plan has 3 pillars: culture, representation and curriculum. For each strategic pillar, we agreed some key measures we needed to baseline and set targets for as part of our ED&I strategy as outlined. The targets which were set are: Outcome 1, by 2025, the percentage of staff from underrepresented minority groups at middle leader and senior level will be equal to the percentage at teacher level. Outcome 2, by 2025, the percentage of staff from underrepresented minority groups at middle management level will be equal to the percentage of those at administration assistant grades for associate staff. Outcome 3, by 2025, significant progress will have been made to increase the number of principals from underrepresented minority groups. Outcome 4, underrepresented minority associate and teaching staff will progress at the same rate as white associate and teaching staff. Finally, outcome 5, there will be no recruitment or retention gap between white teachers and those from underrepresented minority groups. Step 3, ongoing monitoring and reporting, a step enabled by technology and process improvement. The next step has then been to develop our systems so that we can capture and monitor progress in relation to the metrics which we've set out. To do this, we've developed a set of ED&I dashboards which we can use to track progress. These are driven from the data we hold in our HR system and are built in Power BI. An example is shown on this slide. Step 4. Clear accountability for all, a step enabled by our people and our processes. Now that we have this data, the final step was to ensure that we have a clear annual accountability point in place so that we can review our progress with key stakeholders and update our plans for the months and years ahead. This enables us to celebrate our success, but also act where it is needed if we're not on track to achieve the targets we set out. We've made leaps forward, but like all good quality assurance models, data means nothing unless it informs action. In future episodes, we'll dig even further into how we're delivering change and building a more equal, diverse and inclusive culture at Dixons. I hope you've enjoyed watching and found this insight helpful. Please subscribe to the channel and share. I look forward to seeing you soon.